crew accommodations. Film crew, not ship's crew. Clearly living it up here. It's like guest level accommodations. This is incredible. All these small sailboats, cruising sailboats. Watched a couple come into the little marina. I guess it's an anchorage, it's not a marina. Yeah, that is amazing. Status update. I think we have just crossed the 24-hour mark being aboard. We are at anchor at the mouth of the Beagle Channel, waiting out a nasty weather system. At the moment, it's looking like we'll be here for another day and a half. And then we're gonna get underway, go directly to the race course, drop anchor, unload, run the race, get back on ship, weigh anchor, and head back up here to the Beagle Channel. It does not look like we're gonna have the window to spend any more time, do any other landings down there on the islands or the continent. But hopefully we get to actually just get there and do the race. I'm gonna go up on deck 7, and see if I can shoot some seabirds flying around. There's been a few whale spouts too. So I'm gonna take the Zockler sticks and FX30 with the 200 to 600. Which that's been a fun little combo in Super 35 sensor size. And then today, up to this point, I've been shooting with a little travel tripod. I forget the brand, the ball head lightweight thing. And I've got the DJI Mic 2 hot shoe kits. We've been doing some interviews. It's hard to get shallow depth of field on an interview with an f4 lens in Super 35. Just here on ship, like I'm struggling anywhere I can get position. The background's only couple feet away from the subject. I'd like to switch to the 85mm prime for some of it, but I've been jumping between B-roll and interviews so quickly. And if I were to do this again, knowing what I know now, I've been carrying mics and spare batteries and NDs in this pouch, but I wish I had a couple more of these lens bags that go on a belt loop, because I would just walk around with a couple of primes, and I need a way to hang that 28 to 135 on my belt. We're so mobile. I also realizing I probably should have brought my Lowell Pro small lens backpack, but I have, when we go ashore, I've got these like waterproof backpacks, splash bags. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't be able to carry all that stuff. Pretty much everything in the kit is being used. I have not yet thrown on the 11 to 16, but I will be doing some landscapes with that at some point once we get on shore. And for the passage with the boat rolling, I'm going to use the gimbal to showcase just how rough of a ride we're experiencing.
Seventy-two, not 73.
73 knots.
Yes.
Does it have the sea state on there?
Of course. 1 moment. 11 meters.
Okay.
Yesterday it was 10.
We just shot an interview with the captain, who is under immense pressure due to the weather situation. Between us and our destination, there's currently a weather system. 90 knots wind gusts, 11 meter seas. It's a category 2 equivalent weather conditions. And we have a day remaining before we time out on return flights to set sail. So We might have a pocket of weather to slip in there, and we'll just be down there at anchor for probably, I don't even know, 10 hours maybe, and then we turn around and steam back. It's late in the season, and I have no problem staying here, but I'm not the one paying either, versus obviously it's not my call going out in conditions that the U.S. Navy avoids. This ship is the one that left ahead of us. They got out there, turned around, and are coming back. I don't know what it's blowing right now, but this is the highest wind we've seen. We get a dynamic positioning system. I think the captain said we're in 67 meters of depth. So I'd imagine they get such limited scope that in the blow here, they got to kick the ship and drive every few minutes to stay in position. I got a brief look at the chart plotter while we're on the bridge, and it didn't look like we've dragged that much in the day and a half we've been here. Gosh, I'm trying to think now. It's all starting to blur together. Maybe we're at 2 days. Yeah, those are the first actual waves we've seen. They breaking a little bit. Whitecaps, we're back here. 2 screws. I think it's just the port side. They filled up the pool and heated it, and the hot tubs have been up and running. I got the hot tub yesterday, but the pool's closed right now. Hot tubs are open till 10 p.m. Blowing out there now, eh?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. All right, it's blowing 40 to 45, and last night the peak wind was 60 knots. Okay, we picked up a few more ships at anchor. I haven't seen direct sun since we got to the anchorage. I think this is our 3rd day at anchor. I did not sleep well last night. We're at the stern of the ship, deck 6. And with the dynamic positioning, each time, like right now, the engines kick into clutch and drive. There's a bunch of cavitation from the props, which vibrates the bed, plus the sound is doing it right now. And that would wake me up. And I think that interval is about right now in this blow, it's about every 2 minutes. She kicks into drive for about 30 seconds. I'm trying to remember from when we were on the bridge. I think we are anchored in 65 meters, 68 meters, roughly 200 feet of depth. And I can't imagine they don't have a 5-to-1 scope. On the anchor road, which would explain the constant DP to stay in position. The two other vessels anchored around us, looks like they have to weigh anchor and reposition frequently. So I'm guessing maybe those two boats don't have the DP capability. I see one of the officers. I'm going to ask him again, get a little more info. But a lot of waiting around for moments to happen. I hope this weather system calms down in the next 12 hours and we'll have an opportunity to get underway.
Hot. It's actually a little too hot.
That's how you drone in the Arctic. It is currently Tuesday afternoon, about 14:30. I believe we got on board Saturday, and we have been lying at anchor for the duration, same position. And if all goes to plan, we are getting underway in a few hours. The report is 15-foot sea state. I don't know the period, and heavy snow for the passage. The other vessel that was anchored here, I'm not sure, but if it was that one in fact, but somebody else departed a couple hours ago, and the report is they're having an extremely rough ride. We're on the backside of the weather system that blew through, so it's supposed to be diminishing conditions as we advance. We all hope that to be the case. We're looking at the mouth of the Beagle Channel. To the left is Argentina. And off to the right, I'll step out in the wind to see it. The right-hand side is Chile. And we have to remain on the what would this be? The eastern half of the channel. Otherwise, we have to check into Chile, which obviously we're not doing. I think that's what we're told. I think the actual maritime condition is we just can't anchor on the Chilean side, but I think they can motor through anywhere. But I'm gonna look that up when I get home. And then this island out in the middle of the mouth is disputed territory. One of the ship's crew told me, between the two nations. And off to the right here is Chile. As the former owner of a Taiwanese trawler with teak decks, I'm sad to see that these decks are synthetic. But that's only because I'm a passenger, not responsible for maintaining them. We re-caulked and screwed and bunged a teak deck on my old boat. And what a grueling, tedious process. Even the handrail is a synthetic material with a simulated wood grain. And then one of the deckhands earlier today was sanding and applying a fresh coat of satin, an oil-based satin product on this. I don't know what type of compound, not a varnish, it's something else, but you can see it comes through a bit darker and it's got a nice little sheen to it. That's just I believe it was just a single coat, oil-based. I keep referring to our launches as dinghies. And everyone's looking at me confused. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Apparently on this vessel, they refer to them by their brand name, Zodiacs. I grew up on Avons, so we would call them Avons or the dinghy. Zodiac. I don't know. Weird. It's all just Hypalon. Why don't they call them Hypalons? That's probably also a trademark. Is that a 3M product? I have to Google that.